welcome back to All the Planet Things. I'm Marie.
And I'm Rosa.
And today we have a special guest interview with
Claudia Ramos from Hola Mijas Bonitas. If you guys aren't familiar with her, she's an amazing shop owner, activist, human being. And we really, really fangirl over her. And we're so happy that she agreed for us to interview. So we hope you enjoy it.
Hi, Planner Peeps. We have a special guest with us today. It's Claudia Ramos from Hola Mijas Bonitas.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on our podcast. We've been wanting to have you for a long time.
And I'm glad to be here. I'm
Yeah.
excited to chat with you, ladies.
Yeah, we met Claudia way back in February at this Galentine's event that we talked about earlier. And it was so exciting to get to meet you, to see your artwork, to hear your story. And so we just wanted to share that with, all of our listeners and viewers too.
Yeah, I'm excited to share my story.
So, for those rare people who don't know who you are, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. Well, yes, my name is Claudia Ramos. I'm a mom of a 17-year-old. I can't believe I have a 17-year-old. It's like
Wow.
I just still see her as my little baby. Married to my high school sweetheart, my husband. We met in high school and we've been together ever since. And I was born in El Salvador, but came to LA when I was a little girl, a little baby. So I basically an LA girl. And I'm now in the Valley, San Fernando Valley. And I graduated from Cal State Northridge with a BA in graphic design. So I've been working like about 20 years in the corporate world in graphic design. So I've done like I've worked in American Greetings, Hasbro, Forever 21, so eHarmony. So I have a lot of experience working in the graphic design world. So art has always been part of my since I was a kid, and so I decided to do graphic design, and from there it just evolved to doing what I'm doing now, having a business as a business owner for Hola Mijas Bonitas.
Was it kind of scary to decide to leave the corporate world for your own?
Yes, it was really, really scary because I don't know if I shared this in the last time that we were in Galatine event. Um, I shared before when I got married, I had my baby with my husband, and my husband got sick, so I was like the breadwinner for about we'll say like 13 years. I was like doing everything myself, paying the bills and, everything and being a mom and insurance, all that stuff. I was taking care of everything. So I always had that like responsibility and work was like a big important, like I needed to have a job in order to take care of everything. But once my husband got better, he was starting to like look for a job and now he has a job. But before all that, I was going through a lot of stress at my last job, and I don't know what it was, but I actually just quit my job, and it was scary because um, a lot of times people before they quit, they plan it ahead and they're like save the money, but I was just like I was very frustrated with the job that I was at, and it was just a lot of things that um and I was not happy with, and so I decided to just quit, and it was really hard because I was like how am I going to do this? How am I going to pay the bills and everything? And I figured out I started doing freelance. So aside from like now that I'm no longer working in the corporate world, I'm doing freelance. I still get to work with people that work in the fashion world, which is the toy industry that I was working in. And so I have some clients that I still get to do some designs. And so that's kind of giving me some money. But now that my husband's working, he's actually taking care of everything now. So I'm just concentrating on my business, which is he's very supportive. He's like, you've done so much. I want to support you now. And I'm like, okay.
I
Oh,
love that. Oh my
Thank
gosh. Yeah.
you.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
it was a hard time, honestly. And I feel like our marriage really did get challenged, but um it was in a good way because it saw like we sometimes you have to go through challenges in order to see like if you can last together for a long time, and we did.
Right.
And we're still together. I mean, it's not perfect, but we're making it work. And my daughter, like I said, she's 17, she's getting ready for college and applying, and it's a new chapter of our life, from having her all on with us every day in our life, and then now it's for her to go do her own thing. So I'm like, sad at the same
Yeah.
time. I'm like, that's like a whole new thing for me. So I'm like going through the emotions.
That's so crazy. Rosa and I both have eighth graders. So we're just behind you that
Oh my
we're
God.
getting used to like the, oh my gosh, they're gonna go into high school now. This is like they're really
Yes.
growing up. And so then yeah, before
Yeah.
we know it, we're gonna be in your place. Then it's like, ah.
Yes. I know. You need any advice, hit me up. I mean, it's like,
Oh, for
I don't
sure.
even know. I'm like, I don't even know how people do it. It's like now I understand like my mom, how she felt, when she saw me go do my own life and how it's like no matter what age you still worry about your kids. And so I'm like, I know she's gonna go in a good school and she's gonna be safe, but I was like, I don't know if she'll be able to do it on her own. Like I want to be there, but I have to let her do her own thing.
It's hard. And I really think being an only child too, it's different. It's
Yes,
special that she's your one and only. And it's
I
like you
know.
kind of want
She's
to
my
just keep
own.
them, forever, but
Yeah,
they're gonna go explore the world and do their
I
own
know.
thing.
It's tough, but we're good mamas. So we teach our children as much as stuff that we learned and the mistakes that they should not do. We tell them all this stuff and hoping for the best that we did a good job.
Tell us a little bit more about like what made you start Hola Mijas Bonitas.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, Hola Mijas Bonitas, I started, like, I'll say like in already 5 years, like if I think about it, but I've been working on the characters for about 10 years. It started off when I was working at American Greetings. I was there for 3 years, and I thought I was gonna like literally work there till I got like really old. I was like, this is the perfect job because I was doing illustrations for greeting cards, and you'll see that at Target and all that stuff. And it was really fun, to get to do digital work too. And so I was like, this is perfect job. I'm gonna work here. And they ended up closing the LA office, and because they're located in Ohio. So they ended up closing the LA office, and I was so shocked and so like sad because I was like, I can't believe it. It's like I felt like I broke up with a boyfriend or something. It was just so sad. And so from there, I was like, okay, the hustle in me, I was like, okay, while I'm looking for a job, I'm gonna start creating these characters. Or well, first actually was creating. I always loved cute stuff, cute little characters. So I started creating commissions of save the dates for my friend, and then from there, from my friend, it led to other people that wanted to commission me, and I opened an Etsy shop. And from there, I was still creating like the cute styles of like how my characters look, but for weddings and things like that. So I was doing that for other people. And then a wedding magazine saw my one of my illustrations that I did for my friend, save the date, and they were like, "Can we use your pictures to put it in the magazine for like trends for next year?" And I was like, oh, "Yes, exposure, yes, So it led to me to continue creating from there. And so from there, I started looking for characters that look like me, and I didn't see anything like that. Girls with curly hair and different skin tone colors. And as a person that's brown, I grew up with not seeing myself too much in the TV. And if we did, we were never shined in a good way. It was always like some type of bad look, and I always grew up with that, like saying like, no, I need to see representation. So basically from there, I started creating a character that looked like me, which is Claudia, the one you see. And it was like her name, of course, is Claudia. And then from there, I started creating other Claudias with different hairstyles. And then I was like, oh my God, these characters are actually like they're me, but they have different hairstyles, which is inspired by my upbringing in LA and in the high school that I was going to. And so from there, I was like, what if I change their skin tones? Like what if I do one that's more, light and other one's a little bit medium tone, like just different, and then adding an Afro Latina. And then so from there, it was just 5 characters. And so I was working on them, and then I had my daughter, and I was like, hey, I don't have an Asian Latina, so let me create an Asian Latina. So that character you see is inspired by my daughter. And from there, I just continued designing my characters and building a story behind them. More that my background is coming in graphic design, and my last job was at Hasbro. I learned a lot about telling stories with your characters or whatever brand. There's always a story behind it. So I was like, okay, what can I do to create like a story behind these characters? And I was also inspired, like I said, by my upbringing in LA and also showing representation and the diversity in our community in a cute, positive way. So from there, it's just like I just continued drawing them, and then COVID happened, and I was like, I was drawing them. I already was drawing them, so I started doing these like live streaming on this platform called Pop Shop Live, and I was doing streaming there and selling my products. Like I started like printing out stickers and doing little things like that, and I wanted to see test the waters and people actually liked my characters, and people started buying them, like buying my stickers, and I was like, okay, now let me do a notebook and this and that. So from once I started seeing that people actually like them, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go trademark them. So I went online and I did my research, the name to see if it wasn't taken, the trademark and everything. So then I applied because it wasn't like nobody had that name. So from there I got the trademark and I was like, okay, I'm in. I'm in. Meaning like once I get the okay, I'm in, all in. So then what's it called? Go Wild came out. Like I found out about them from my friend Tina. She from Social Paper Planner.
Mhm.
She introduced me to this whole community because I met her at this event called Alt Summit. And we became friends from there. And she told me, have you ever heard of Go Wild? And I was like, no, what is this? It's like, it's a whole planner community. And I was like, oh my God, like I didn't know it. I was really not about the whole planner community. I was like in my own little bubble. And so I was like, and also stationary world. So I was like, you know what? Let me introduce my characters there and see if people will like them. And I saw that Erin Condren was having a contest at that time. And I was like, I just finished taking courses of business, how to picture your brand and all this stuff. So I was like, I'm just gonna go for it. And I applied, and they were like, we would love to interview you. And so I did my first pitch, my first my first Go Wild, which is I put a table. I was one of the sponsors, so it was my first time ever doing that, and then also doing my pitch to Erin Condren. And so I did it and I won second place. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like I won. Like I did not expect that. And of course, like everybody in the community and Go Wild was so like embracing it. Like people came up to me, they're like, oh my God, thank you so much for creating this. And like this character looks like me. And I also got ladies that look, they were Afro Latinas telling me, thank you so much for creating this. And that just gave me more motivation to continue creating something because I was like, I guess that's not the only one that feels this way, that doesn't feel represented. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just continue creating more of my characters. And I just started drawing them in ways of how I wanted to see myself. And like, from like having them to be in Valentine's and birthdays and fall character, it was just fall outfits and everything like that. So every character is inspired by me, but also my family and friends, and of course, people that I meet, and so it's a lot of heart in my characters. I put so much heart and love on them. It's just like they're my babies. Aside from having my daughter, they're also like my little daughters too.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that's why I started creating them because I was like, I felt that it needed representation and just seeing how many people embrace them and saying thank you so much for creating them and that we need to see more of that. And then I saw that like in the planner community, there's really not a lot of a Latina brand. And I was like shocked because I was like, what? Like there's really no other brands. Like, I mean, I know there is, but there wasn't like a lot, which compared to other ones. And so I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna continue doing it. And I've always been passionate about representation, so it was like my calling.
That's great. That's beautiful. So I love that story. I love how you came up with it. So we kind of heard a little snippet of it back at the planner event where we met you, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God, she's so amazing. So
Oh,
tell us,
Yeah.
tell
thank
us, you,
you.
you mentioned that you didn't know about like the planner community. So are you a planner?
Yes, I am. So I'm
Okay.
I'm not I'm not like I've seen like you guys like I've seen you guys are like in it. I am the kind of more like I love using planners and I love drawing on them. I'm more like drawing and I have so many I have a planner, but I also have lots of sketchbooks and journaling. So I started doing more junk journaling now, but I do like doing a lot of journaling and planning. So but yeah, it's just more like stationary for me. But planner, I love. I'm getting into it now. I'm like compared to the getting more like how you guys are doing it compared to like how I was before. I'm just more like, oh, this is cute. Let me write my date, write this. I'm gonna do this. But now I'm starting to add more things, and also because I'm creating my characters, I want to do more things that can cater to what I feel like needs to be seen. So I'm learning as I go.
Can you ask what planner you use?
Yes, let me show you the happy planner. Oh, can you see
Oh,
that?
Oh,
cute.
I don't know if it's
yeah.
Yeah.
blurry. So I save like the covers. So I'm always changing them. I don't know if sorry if it looks blurry. Uh,
Oh, I
does
can
it look
see.
blurry?
No, we can see
Oh,
it.
I can see
Yeah,
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So I use my planner. So now that I'm working from home, I just basically write everything here and what I'm gonna do. But I love the happy planner. I just love how, more that they are very like the illustrations they use. I know that they work with collab with a lot of artists. So and also type people that do typography. I just love it. I like that their stuff. So yeah. So I that's the happy planner is what I use. And then from there, like I said, I start doing journaling. So I just grab any journal and then just start doing things on it.
Would you ever be interested in making your own planner, or could that be?
Yes, 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 that's my goal. Again, being the only one that does everything aside from designing, I also do the marketing myself. Going to events, comes out of my pocket. So it's like very, of course, money is very important for these doing a business. So it's like I try to right now create things that I can do myself. More of what's going on right now, it's been so hard, right? And so I'm trying to create things that I can do at home or that's not too expensive to do because more I can't buy right now, like say from China right now, because it's like so expensive with tariffs and stuff. So I'm trying to create things that I can do here. So yeah, I definitely want to do a planner. I want to do one that's like bilingual or Spanglish at the same time. I want to put the holidays that we all celebrate and just add some pages that have illustrations where people can draw or they can color in. So I want to do very also very creative. I want to have a planner that is also very creative that you can do your own thing there too. So that's my plan.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for it.
I
Thank
love it.
you. And definitely I'll ask you ladies to see what you want to see there because I know for sure there's something that you guys would love to see in a planner that represents us and that can be in the planner, so I'll definitely be picking your brain.
Can't wait. Oh, that sounds so exciting.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Um, so I identified, I'll speak for myself, but I know
Yeah.
that Marie did too. Like when she heard, Asian American daughter. She's not Asian American, Asian Latino, and she identified with that. But I also identify with you because obviously I'm a Latina, but I'm also an immigrant. I come from Guatemala, Central America. I came here when I was a baby. I'm an
Yeah.
LA girl too, so
Woohoo.
and so we noticed that you use your platform also to kind of give the voice to
Yes.
people. And so we've
Yeah.
noticed you partner a lot with a special organization, Chirla. You want to tell us a
Yeah.
little bit more about your partnership?
Yeah. So like I said, like when I started creating my characters again, showing representation, I really didn't have in mind that I was going to be collaborating with Chirla, which is they support a lot of the immigrants. They have lawyers and they help them in even doing their papers. And they saw like my brand and they loved the story behind it. Like I said, there wasn't really a lot of brands that looked like that was showing this type of stuff that I was drawing. And again, I draw things that I'm very passionate, right? So representation was something that I always draw, like saying being proud, being brown and proud, being a Latina, Spanglish. I always did little stickers like that, Latina, power, things like that. So I guess they really liked that stuff and they were like, can we collab with you? We would like to create a Mijas with one of your characters and showing representation that we, as we welcome immigrants or just showing love to the community. And so the first drawing I did, let me see if I can show you, is this one. This one with the little butterfly. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I don't know, like
Um,
that.
yeah.
Love
So that was
it.
the first one that I started drawing with them. They wanted something with the butterflies, and I drew Claudia, and it says immigrant power. And a percentage was donated to them, like for every purchase, it was going a percentage to them. And we just continued growing our partnership, like doing more stickers, and it led to me creating other ones, which is this one that you see here, the one with the little building
Mhm.
because they opened up a new building. They were leaving the old building and they were like can you illustrate our building and showing that says we welcome immigrants? And so from there we started creating that, and then we did the last one where it says was like, where is it? Sorry, let me see if I can find it. Sorry, that's like everywhere. Oh, I don't
Oh,
think
no
I have it
worries. No
here.
worries.
Oh, I'll send you a picture. But that
Okay.
one also is just like saying, no parent should like not be with their family. Like families should be together. So that was one where it shows Claudia holding two little kids, and it's just showing that they're together. And this is before like everything was happening, So it was like uh, it just was perfect timing. People felt like there was a sticker that was representing a lot of what's going on right now, and so people started, purchasing it. And then again, like I said, giving a percentage to Chivas. So yeah, I just felt like it was something that needed to be shown. And again, like having to be Latina immigrant coming from El Salvador, we see our struggles that we've gone through and our parents, and it's not just our story. So many other people from other countries have the same kind of story. And so I felt like having these type of showing immigration, like that they're people too, and they, we have heart, and showing just some representation. So definitely, I'm really grateful that I got to collab with them, and I'm still collaborating. Maybe next year we'll do something together. But they're so amazing, very supportive, and again, always going for the people.
And thank you. You give people like an outlet and you
Yeah,
give them a voice too. And
yes,
I think that's really brave. And I understand everyone has like their convictions or
yeah.
reasons why or not, but I love that, you're using your platform for that, like to give a voice to those who their voice wouldn't be heard otherwise.
Thank you for saying that, because I guess I'll be honest with you guys. Like I was really scared. I mean, this having what's happening right now, it is scary because I'm putting myself out there, but I just feel like I just could not be quiet. I have my daughter, and she can also be affected by this, by her, just the way she looks, and um my cousins, my mom, you guys, like, I have friends that, just by the way we look, we can get stopped, and don't even ask us paper, just take, so I felt like I needed to say something. I cannot be quiet. And so I was scared to put myself out there, because I also was like, the people say don't mix politics with your business, but I was like, this is not politics, this is being human, this is actually just inhumane what's happening. So how can this is not politics right now,
Yeah.
it's people being affected, human beings, brothers and sisters, our neighbors are being affected by this. How can we stay quiet? So I just felt like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I hope the community comes through, like they support me, and they have. And I'm just grateful that I have such a big, like people being so supportive. And so much doors have opened up for me, so, which I did not expect from creating something that I was very passionate about.
As we were talking and preparing for this, I was telling Marie, like, I love that she's, or collaborating with this organization, which I myself was not aware of this organization. So like you put it to light
Mm,
and like I
mm,
I'm very, I tell her our story, my story of my parents, how we came
mm,
over and all that.
mm,
And like it's just one of those things that you kind of don't talk about, you don't talk
mm,
about, and but we all share like kind of like a similar story, but you're not supposed to talk about it. So I just love
yeah.
that now we do talk about it, and even something like, oh, it's a sticker, it's a little, but it's representation, and it once again it goes back to like representation matters, it
Yes,
really
definitely.
does.
And it gets people, like you said, like you didn't know about it, and it gets people to talking about it, and finding out that there's a community out there that wants to represent and show love to the community. And it's just like I was really happy that these opportunities came up with something that I am very passionate about. Because even at the other jobs that I had, at Hasbro, I was part of like the diversity club. So we always create like where I would like interview for Hispanic Heritage Month. We'll bring in speakers to talk about their business, or talk about, why they created like a book or whatever, So I was always part of that, and always speaking up for our fellow brothers and sisters in this community, PLC, like we're in, just not Latinos. And so I was always passionate, even at jobs. Like I always felt like I needed to talk about it, because again, I know sometimes people don't like talking about this, but when you work in the corporate world, you do see discrimination. you do see like the way I was brought up was like work hard, be happy where you're at, and don't complain. That's the way my parents were. They didn't have um that like the choice to leave a job. They need to keep that job because that's how they paid their bills, right? And so with them giving me the opportunity to go to college and get an education and work in these companies, I felt like I can speak up. Like if I didn't like the job, I just quit and look for another job because I had that opportunity to get a degree and find another job, right? And but at the same time, even though I had that like I said I can leave, I felt like I can speak up. So even though it was really scary, it took me a while to like actually like speak up about like the that that I felt like excluded, or I didn't feel like I was being represented, or I said like you see some racism and things like that, and I just started speaking up more because I was going to these. Aside from working, I was also going to events outside of work where it was a woman empowerment and more Latinas, and where you heard about how Latinas are not getting paid that much and at these companies, and so I was like, what? I didn't know this, and I was like, I just started informing myself and I was just more passionate, more angry about it. And then just to continue, aside from doing my characters, it was being shown with my characters what I was feeling. And yeah, it just molded all together for what I'm doing now. And so I just knew that once I started, when I was going to do graphic design, I knew that I wanted to do something that speaks to the community, which is doing any type of design that shows something with the community, and it led me to doing this right now. So yeah, I feel like it's always been there since I was a kid. It just now evolved into doing my own business and still continue showing representation and stuff like that.
Do you have any like recent events that you've been part of or anything that's coming up that you want to share about?
Oh, yes. So the next event I'm doing is a journaling event called Scrap and Yap. It's inspired by the Mean Girls. Um, and it's gonna be like not just me as a vendor, there's gonna be other vendors there. And I'm excited because I'm doing more events that are catered to my like planners and stationery, which is a whole new world for me because I was doing before markets where there was people selling shirts, jewelry, but also Latinos. It was like always Latinos, but it's like it was more of a market with everybody, right? And then I started learning that there's actual like events, like pop-up events that are all catered to journaling and stationery. And I did my first paper pen palooza. That was my first one I did. And I was blown away how people love like planning and stickers and pens. It was just like a whole thing for me. Like again, like I said, I'm on my own little bubble. I have the things that I love, but now I'm like trying to get into the community more, like go to the events to learn and meet people that love the same thing I love. And I'm just like, wow, this is my first time being a vendor in this, and I was blown away. And the community was like so embracing. Like they just love my characters. They were like, oh my God, what is this? And I would do my pitch. I was like, blah, 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 my brand. And then they were like, oh my God, thank you so much for creating this. This is beautiful. I love it. I haven't seen anything like this. And I was like, that it makes me cry because it's like, it's just so beautiful to see that, like, that people feel represented. And even if they're not Latinos, like, if you look at my characters, just looking at them, you don't say it's Latinas, just maybe by the name, Hola Mijas Bonitas, you're like, oh, that's a Latina brand. But people can see themselves, whichever character. And that's one of the things I like too. It's just like, if they didn't have the name, people will see that looks like me or looks like somebody else. So it's like it's welcome to everybody. So it was just I was so blown away with that community. And so then I found out of the Scrap and Yap. They invited me to go. I mean, actually, it's called Paradise Stationery. Sorry, that's the Paradise Stationery. That's their brand. But they invited me to one that's called Scrap and Yap. That's the name of the event. It's gonna be on a Friday, October 3rd. So October 3.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun because it's like I'm gonna meet some people that love journaling, and it's really cool.
how fun.
Yeah, I mean, you ladies for sure love going to a lot of like events like this and meeting new people that love planning and stationery. So it's like it just for me it's very exciting. So I'm guessing for you ladies too, it's very exciting to meet new brands and meet people that love this type of stuff. And it's just like, wow, I'm not the only one that loves cute pens and cute pencils and
Oh yeah.
uh, having a bunch of journals and all this stuff. It's just like I don't know how many journals and sketchbooks I can have and different pens and different markers, all these different things. And I like doing DIY stuff too. So I do like other things too with my hands. And it's just like I'm like, I found a community that loves all this stuff. So
At least like you fill in your journals. Like I don't
yeah,
know, but I buy because they're so pretty. I'll be like, oh,
yeah.
this is a nice notebook, and then I'm like, but I don't want to ruin it by writing in it. I just
Oh,
want
I
to look
know,
at the
right?
cover.
I
Yes.
know. Don't get me wrong. Like I always do that. Like I buy a journal and I'll start writing them and then I'll leave it and then I found another journal. So like every journal doesn't have the state like the continuing of the date. It's like mixed because I use different planners or different journaling books and stuff like that. It's just but I'm excited that I'm happy that I get to do what I love and I get to do like, again show representation and more now also that everything that's happening in the world right now, I mean, in our community is being affected. And I feel like more than ever as a brand, I felt like I need to speak about it. I know there's a lot of other brands that don't talk about it, which is okay. I understand, but I felt like I needed to say something. So that's why I was creating a whole sticker collection that shows, that, we belong here and children also with being the children I felt like they were being they're being affected by this too and so as a mother I felt like I also needed to create something like that and I did like a coloring page for them to show like to color and also write how they felt during this so I do free coloring pages for kids also or not just kids but anybody that wants to uh show some express themselves so it's like I'm very passionate about that aside from creating like my mijas and I just want people to feel seen and feel that they're not alone.
For sure, we
Oh,
definitely need that representation and
Yeah.
positive outlook right now because of what
Mhm.
everything that's happening right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's very sad and very, scary too.
mhm.
And so, if I can create something that can have people bring some positivity, but also show people that they have something that they can express themselves, like, I got some people purchasing from the Mija Stand Up collection, which is all inspired by what's going on right now. And I got people, buying it and making their own journals and expressing how they feel and taking pictures, sending them to me. And it just brings like, it makes me cry when I see these things, like, because it's like, um, nobody should feel this type of way, and it's just sad that's happening. But we're strong. That's in our blood. We're not gonna let things happen to us. We're gonna continue fighting and continue using my platform and my art to show support also to the community.
yeah.
You mentioned the coloring sheets earlier that are really helpful. People really like, stress relief is so important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where can people get those coloring sheets that you mentioned?
Yes, you can go to my website at holamijasbonitas.shop. There's a section there where it says free. It's like a blog, but you can see free coloring pages. You can download it there for free. And yeah, I'm working on a coloring book. I'm hoping that I can get it
Mhm,
done. I'll show you right now. Like I'll show you a little sneak peek. But I already did this on a stickers. But I'm gonna show you first without the colors. So they look like this. Does it look
mhm.
clear? I'm
Oh,
sorry if it doesn't. Does it look clear?
see most of it.
Yes,
It's a
we see
little
most
bit
of it.
fuzzy, but yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, we can see it. Oh my goodness, that's so
Oh my
I know.
gosh.
So I'm doing this is just right now that I just printed them out, but basically it's like each mija showing a little bit of uh what they like, their hobbies. I put Amber as she loves science, so which is inspired by my daughter that she loves science. So but I've been testing them out to see how they look when I
Mm.
color them. I've been using markers and you know, crayons and all that stuff. So I'm working on that on the side. So trying to find ways of how to continue creating and but yeah, so that's so
Those are
that
so
you thank
cute.
They
you.
really
You know
I'll
are.
what?
send you a
Yes.
picture of them if you want to put it on to
Definitely.
show.
Yeah.
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 You know what it reminds me of too? I don't know. When I was young. Ooh. There was paper dolls.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I was like, oh, I can make a paper doll out of
Oh my
that.
goodness. Yes. Let me show you. Hold on. If you're so you okay, I've been thinking about doing a paper doll. So I have a friend that sells vintage he sells vintage clothes and stuff. So he bought these like vintage paper dolls and I bought it from him. I was like, I need to buy it so I could get inspired. And they're like old school, but let me show you. Look how they look.
Oh my
Ah,
gosh, I love it.
And when
flashback.
I know when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, I love looking at other things where I can get inspired. So definitely that's in the future. Definitely create paper dolls with my Nijas. But yeah, you hit it on the mark with when you said that. I was like, oh my God. I love doing research. I love again with my background, it's like always seeing what's coming in trend or what are the kids looking at and what's the music. And also I love doing all that because that inspires me to create something that again reflects me and our community, but also something that the new generation can see themselves in these characters. So definitely paper dolls. I will
Yay.
definitely do that. Yes.
So yes, cannot wait to see more paper doll things and just more cutesy. Just we need happiness right now,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yes.
definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Like I try it's hard right now. Like trying to like do a balance of adding some cute stuff. Like I'm doing also Halloween things and um create things that are like I love
I have
everything. Like
my Halloween mijas, my
Yeah.
spookies.
I know it's spooky Mijas and I'm starting
So
to
cute.
do new products. Like I started doing tote bags and t-shirts. So I'm like again, I'm dabbling l- slowly. I know there's people that are like, when are you gonna create t-shirts? When are you gonna I was like, okay, I need to because it's all doing it myself. And I have like my Cricut, what's it called? The presser thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing that and I'm excited because I've done some t-shirts and I'm gonna be selling them at that event I told you, the journaling event. That's gonna be my first time selling them there, and so we'll see if people like them. I have the tote bags, so they're like Halloween themed. So we'll see. I'm excited to see if people embrace them. So I'm always like seeing if people like them or
Oh,
not.
I'm sure they are. I can't
Yes.
wait.
Oh,
I can't wait to be at another event so I can get all your goodies
yeah,
again. Like
Yes,
I
me
remember
yeah,
too.
I did a lot of shopping last time. So
yes. And just so you guys know, I just paid for to be a vendor for the next year for the pen what's it called? Pen something. It's like a whole event where they sell pens and stationery. Something pen in
It's the
Pen
Penpalooza?
California.
Oh no. Okay.
Not
oh,
not
like the
pen
California Pen Show
Yes,
or something.
yes,
I think that's what it's called.
yes. Yeah,
Oh.
the pen show. Yeah, so I'm gonna be I signed up for that. Again, remember I told you I'm learning new events and things that that the community go to. And so I'm excited. I got a table and I'm gonna try to create some new things there too. So I'm excited. That's for next year. But I
Ooh.
already paid for it. So I'm like,
Yay! Oh, that's so exciting. Like I have been very obsessed with pens lately, so I was thinking about
yes,
definitely attending that. So,
yeah.
yay, I can't wait to see
Hi.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, because I thought they only like accepted just people that sell pens, but no, there's people that they sell stationery. So I was doing my research and I was like, oh, it's not just pens, it's like stamps. So definitely I want to create more stamps. I already
Ooh.
sold out the stamps that I had. So I'm gonna create new stamps. So definitely I'm saving my coins so I can have them for next year. So definitely I'm excited. Slowly but surely, I'm gonna get there to have the planner.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard when it's just you. Like, that's
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
lot of work. Like, literally to
yeah,
do everything from designing to actually pressing the shirts and the tote bags yourself. Like,
yeah,
I get it. That's a lot.
You're a
yeah. It's a
one-woman
lot.
show.
Yeah. Aside also to like marketing, like you said, social media,
Hmm.
all that stuff, and it's a lot, but I love it. I recently got asked that. They were like, "How do you do it? Like, that you get to dabble being everything and also being a mom and a wife." And I'm just like. I do when I do my characters and I do all this stuff, I love it. Like right now, if I wasn't right with you guys, I would be here in my computer sketching or working on like for example, right now I'll be working on stickers that I'm going to add to the bag. And every time at night is where my me time. I call it my me time, but I don't see it as work. It's something that I love. I love creating this and I don't see it as work. And of course, I have my husband, my daughter that they support me and they help me out when they can. But most of the time on my own and seeing what I can create. And I don't see it as work. I just love it. Like anything that I can just get my mind outside from everything that's going on, creating it's just something beautiful that takes me away from what the reality, I guess, and create my own little world.
Well, I was going to
Yeah.
ask how you manage the work-life balance, but it sounds like this is really like your sanctuary.
It is. It's like
Yeah.
it's like your background, your little cute background right now with the clouds. That's me. That's like that's me. Like
Mhm.
I love creating and drawing, and I can stop doing this if I want to, right? But I just love it. And also
Why?
too,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Mhm.
also too, I'm not sure if I shared this, but I also see that I'm healing my inner child. Like again, a lot of things I didn't have growing up. I can actually draw it and create a product out of it. Like having to see a notepad, like a notepad of my character that an actual product that has my characters is just a big moment for me too because it's something that I felt like when you were growing up, it's something that I feel like I couldn't touch or cannot create. Like only big brands can do that. And now that I'm at this stage in my life and I have the resources to create these products and see it and have people actually buy it and take it home and feel the love that I put in these characters. It just brings me so much joy. And then I also get to tell mini Claudia, like, look, you have something that looks like you now,
Mm.
and I know that the new generation might not feel this way because there's so much representation now. They're not going to have that same feeling that we have, and then that makes me really happy, like that they see themselves now, that they don't feel like how it used to be, like, where's the character that looks like me, or why didn't there's so much representation now, and that makes me really excited. So yeah, I get to tell Claudia, you have something for yourself now.
Yeah. And there is a lot of representation, but I love how you even have like specific diversity within the representation of the
Yes,
Latina community because like Rosa said earlier, like being half Filipino, half Mexican, I
yeah,
never would expect to see anything that reflected me because that's such a
yeah,
specific mix, but it's
yes,
so wonderful to see your character, Isa.
yes.
I love it.
She's of course, it's because
Hmm.
my daughter, but
Yeah.
but no, I definitely wanted to create. I know she's an Asian Latina, but of course, because my daughter's Filipina, like my husband's Filipino, I always say that inspired by her. So I always like, for example, for a birthday collection, I told Isabella, my daughter, I was like, what do you want for Isa to wear as an outfit. And she's like, can we make an ube dress? And so I made like an ube. She has like a hat with an ube cake
Yeah.
on it, and her dress is all like ube colors, like purple and everything, like little things like that. And again, like I'm learning as I go with her community, also the culture, the food, from my husband and everything like that. And I try to just put it in um in my characters to show representation. So I'm always excited to see when like you saying like you see yourself being represented. That makes me really happy.
I was trying to find my sticker. I think I have that one that you described, but I think I
Oh
already used it. So I'm like, oh no, where in which planner, which notebook did that end up going into?
oh yeah, I know she was on the one that I did with Bloom paper the
Yes.
planner.
Yes. I have
Sorry.
like all my Bloom sheets that
Yes.
Yes,
I was
I
working on.
know.
And
Yeah,
I used a lot of it for my birthday and for so I'm all like it's probably on my birthday spread.
Hmm.
Oh, yay. I'm so happy to hear that. Like that was such an amazing opportunity too. They found out about me when I did the Go Wild, my first Go Wild. And they loved everything and they reached out to me and they're like, do you want to collab? And I was like, what? I'm like, they're a big brand too. And I'm like,
Hmm.
they're so sweet and what they represent is just supporting others. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it falls into what I believe in also. So it was an amazing opportunity and everybody in that whole team is so nice and they're just so welcoming. And I always felt like I was part of the family. So yeah, so I hope more opportunities come out with other brands. know?
For sure.
Mm. Are you gonna
Yeah.
go to Gowald again?
I'm hoping, which was the next one where is it located?
I don't think they've announced it, have they?
They announced it yet?
I'm not
Okay.
I don't
sure. They
think so for
usually,
next year. Oh, have
Okay.
I don't know. We haven't looked it
Yeah.
up.
I wasn't sure.
I don't think they have, because don't they usually announce it till later?
Okay, maybe. I don't know. I just thought they announced it already, but I was like, maybe
Oh,
I don't
oh,
know.
maybe they
But
did. I
definitely,
don't know.
yeah, I don't know. But definitely, if I can afford it, I would do it because the last one I did, they invited me to go, and of course I did pay for my ticket and all that stuff. But I, the, investing to go over there, of course, is lots of money. So I'm hoping I can do it, and I do want them to come back here. I do want them to come back to the West
Yes.
Coast because I'm
yes.
like, how can you not like the West Coast? Oh, you
Yes.
gotta come over here. So that's like, I'm hoping they come back and then I can be part of like doing another sponsor table and all that stuff. Or maybe be one of the vendors selling. Because I
Oh,
actually would love to do that. Like be a vendor.
Yeah,
that'd be so cool. Go
we
ahead.
have yet to make it to Go Wild, and we missed it when they came here.
Yeah,
I think it
the
Oh,
was,
Anaheim one, I think, would have been the
yeah.
yes.
closest that has ever been to us. And we were so close to going, but it was right after the pandemic. And like things were
Yeah.
just starting to open up, and we were both a little nervous about,
No, understandable.
crowds and things.
Yeah.
Um, but it was like, but it's in our backyard. Like it's so close. Um,
Yeah.
and
It
so,
was,
yeah, I mean, it hasn't worked out financially yet for
Mhm.
either Rose or I, but we would love to go one day. We're gonna save
Yeah,
our pennies and
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm hoping they come back here, and if they do, definitely that should be your maybe your first time to do it here because it's here, and
yeah.
you get to experience and see if you like it or not, and then invest if you want to go. For example, I went to Texas. That was a lot of fun. I was like, I've never been to
Oh,
Texas, and that was amazing, an opportunity to also teach about branding. So I was one of the persons talking about with your business how to brand yourself, and I shared how I did with my mijas and what you need to do, and that was like for them. I was so honored that they were like, can you be one of the speakers?" And I was like, "Yeah, I would love to teach other people what I do and how they can apply it to their business." And the class was full. I was nervous, but I was excited to do try something new, and I'm hoping more opportunities like that come up because again, like when you share your knowledge with others, you empower the community to grow and do what they love, you know? So yeah.
and you have such great, like a rich experience backgrounds working, for yourself and for others, and just like,
Mhm.
I don't know, it's just amazing. You have a lot of experience to share.
Thank you. But I do it because like I give out, but people give back to me, meaning they give me an opportunity. And the opportunities that I've received is in a way where it's to support others. Like um, I'm not sure if I shared it with you guys last time in the event that I went. I talked about Eva Longoria. Like she saw my work and we collaborated and made a poster together, and it was a Latina empowerment uh, poster. And I was so shocked that she saw my work. I'm like, what? Eva Longoria? And then they invited me to her gala, and I went there and I met like all these other people, Mario Lopez, all these other actors, and I was like, how did I get here? And
Wow.
yeah, and so I feel like opportunities come to me, and I try to find ways of how I can give back. So, um, yeah, I'm just grateful for all the doors that have opened up for me and how I can apply it to give back to the community.
And you're always so generous with that. I think when I first met you, I was just like, oh, I'd always have a dream of making my own stickers or something. And you're just like, do it. Let's do it. Here, I can help you. This is what you need to do. And I'm
Yes.
like, oh my gosh, okay, slow down. I don't, it was, I don't know if I'm ready for that yet.
Yes. And again, like if just start off slow, even if you're not even creating your stickers yet, but just start sketching, like drawing something, and then it'll spark the time when you're like, okay, I'm ready. Because that's how I did it. Like I was like, okay, what can I do while I'm looking for a job? Because I was sad during that time, and so art for me is the way of like getting me out of that feeling. So I was creating and then applied it to making business and doing it for other people and for special moments, like save the date for their weddings. And And then it grew to other things, and I was just so happy that I was like, oh my God, okay, slowly doing little drawings. And then from there, it led to me with Cricut, found me and they gave me a free freaking machine. I was like, what? I don't even know how to use it. And I
Wow.
learned, yeah, I didn't know, but they liked my content that I was creating. And then from there, I just learned online. There wasn't really a lot of YouTube about how to make stickers, and I found an artist that actually was sharing about it, how to do it, and then I started learning from there, and then I applied it with my stuff, and then that's how I started. And so it's like just little by little. You don't have to like go all the way, just start doing your own little, sketches, and it'll lead you to what you want to do.
I wish I had more artistic talent. I think that's the thing, is that like I am not I do not draw well, but
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could.
You can. Anybody can learn. I promise you. I feel like you just have to again like just start drawing, even if it's stick figures, and from there you start playing with hairs, do different type of hairs, and then do different shapes of faces. Like there's always books and there's always like programs that you can go online. YouTube, there's so many free courses that you can learn there, like the basics of how to draw. And it's like learning how to drive, basically. Like you just have to do steps in order to get better, right? Like I didn't know how to do embroidery, and I look at my embroidery that I used to do in the beginning, and they were all like not cute. And then after that, I was like, wow, I actually looks really good, and I was selling them and doing art shows with them, and people were buying them. And so I was like, okay, I didn't know how to do embroidery, but now I know. I haven't done it for a while, so I'm gonna have to go back and practice. It's been a while, but yeah.
I
But
This
love
like
is
again, like little things that I didn't know, like even we were sharing earlier, I didn't know about podcasts, and I taught myself how to do it online, had the microphone, the lights. I mean, well, actually I wasn't doing videos. It was more of the just the voice um and it was so much fun. And I did like I think 6 episodes. So yeah, definitely want to do another one. But right now it's like my love right now is this. But I do miss it. I do miss it. But yeah, like I said, example, I just go for it. Just go for it. Yes, don't hold yourself back.
I love that. Oh, thank
Hmm.
you so much for joining us, Claudia.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
having me. This was so amazing. I love seeing also your journey with your podcast. I went back to see some of your the beginning, and you
Oh.
ladies have improved so much. I mean, this whole background, I love it. You having your brand up there, continue doing it, and I'm really grateful to be part of this your journey, and can't wait to see you continue growing.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Hi again. Oh my God, that was an amazing interview. We had so much fun
Mhm.
with Claudia. Thank you once again for being on the pod. And thank you for giving us this little gift.
So Claudia was nice enough to give our viewers a special 10% off discount code. So you can go on her website, holamijasbonitas.shop, and you can find cool things. Like right now, she's got a whole like a spooky collection. Like here's an example of one of the sheets that I got picked up last time we saw her. And then she's got her Bloom um, collaboration where she made a whole like sticker pack with them. It's so awesome. So many awesome good sheets and lots of other stuff. So you can go to her website, holamijasbonitas.shop, and use the code HMB, all the planner things. We'll also put a link to that in the description.
And thank you again, Claudia, for being so gracious and generous with our viewers.
So if you want to look at more of her work, in addition to her website, she also has an Instagram account for Hola Mijas Bonitas and Claudia Ramos Designs.
Yes, well, thank you once again, and we'll see you next time.
And don't forget to give us a follow and subscribe, share. And if you have anybody else you'd like us to interview or any other ideas for topics that you'd like to see in the future, please let us know.
Yes.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.